Hi everyone, it's Sylvia Kuchena here. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk to you about avoidance. Like fear, avoidance has many faces, and I will try to cover it as much as as possible. But avoidance, it can be um, well, it is not can be, but it is a part of fear, and this is why I really want to talk about this day, because for this month I will be concentrating on the fear. Last month and this month, yes, we will talk about fear and how fear really affects us. And one of them phases that fear has is about avoidance. But avoidance can be divided in many different aspects. So today, that's exactly what we will be looking at. So let's begin. Um, Part of avoiding things can be, and it is, self-judgment. And let me explain you why exactly and how is self-judgment linked with avoidance and then fear. Because so many of you are judging yourself, and you do that without, number one, majority of you don't even realize that you are very judgmental person when it comes to yourself. Like you can catch yourself when every time you're not nice to yourself, every time you feel like, oh my god, why did I do this, oh my god, that was so stupid, why would I say it? Or after night out, when you're kind of halfway, still drunk, maybe slash hangover, you start to then maybe overthink things about, what was I saying? Was that all right? Did I say it? Was I silly? All of that is self-judgment. When you start to analyze things and overthink things, it's all based on self-judgment. And so why do we do that? Why do we judge ourselves so much? We judge ourselves because we want to avoid pain. We want to avoid being hurt. We want to avoid maybe feeling ashamed. So subconsciously we believe that when we judge ourselves first, if someone else does that, we will feel the pain less, or we won't be as ashamed. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. When the fact that you might judge yourself first, and then maybe you will face a judgment from somebody else, that doesn't mean it hurts you less because you did it first. It hurts the same. But you're convincing yourself that when you judge yourself first, then if somebody else does that, it will be less painful, or it will affect you less. No, it won't. It will affect you as badly as it would without your judgment. Because we don't want people to hurt us. We don't want, feeling judged. We don't, because when we feel judged as well, we don't feel safe. When you're entering the, let's say, room in full of people, and you the one who's new, it's like, oh, that uncomfortableness, the feeling of like, oh, I'm new, everyone noticing me, that feeling. The first thing what you do is you judging yourself. But when you do that, you tense up. It's like, oh, how will I behave? Oh, where can I stand? Where is safe? You're looking for safety. And when you start to judging yourself, maybe then, or like you're looking, scanning the room and thinking you're looking for a safety. But the thing is, with self-judgment, it's never close to safety, because deep down in your soul, it will never feel safe with yourself every time you're going to judge itself. Imagine a child who would be judged all of it. It could be you, could be your inner child, could be you when you were a child, it could be your own child. Imagine if that child was all the time faced with judgment. Would he or she feel good? Or should be like, I can't take this anymore? Judgment is never good. It's never healthy for yourself. When you do judge yourself negatively, when you do judge yourself, like criticizing yourself all the time, when you keep telling yourself you're not good at this, you're a failure, when you're telling yourself all those hurtful things, how do you supposed to feel good? How do you supposed to feel worthy and have good self-esteem and feel confident? It's impossible. It's impossible because you destroying your own, safety net. Like every time you judge yourself, you're destroying the good relationship between you and you. So your ego thinks, oh my God, if I will judge myself in this situation, if someone will judge me, it won't hurt as much. No, it will. It will. And, you might throw a joke, like a nasty joke about yourself. So when someone else throws a joke at you that kind of hurts you, it's like, I said it first, so it doesn't matter. Now you can laugh. I gave you the permission. That's it. You're giving other people permission to judge you when you judge yourself first. Number one, it doesn't make you feel any safer. Number two, it doesn't build a good relationship with yourself. Number three, it gives others to disrespect you. Like it gives other permission to disrespect you. Why would you do that to yourself? Self-judgment. Self-judgment is just a thing when you try to avoid feeling pain, hurt, feeling ashamed. You keep running away from those feelings because somewhere in the past you had the evidence that people will judge you. Somewhere in the past you had the evidence that people can be nasty. People will hurt you, that it's not safe. So to minimize that feeling of feeling unsafe, you do it. You go up forward. Like you do it first. The thing is, when you do that, it becomes a vicious circle that it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change how you feel, doesn't change your past, it doesn't feel your future, it doesn't change people, what they think about you, it doesn't change that they will all of a sudden, they will start to respect you. How can someone respect you if you don't respect yourself? Yes, when you do judge yourself, you're disrespecting yourself. And then there's this little you inside you, or maybe the higher self. It's like, I'm not coming out of, like, this is not safe for me to be fully myself. There's no way I'm going to come out if he, the ego, is going to judge me. Like you're closing yourself off then. Or that little child in you, the inner child, who really back then and still now needs some reassurance, some kindness, respect, maybe a hug, maybe compassion. That inner child in you still needs love. Every time you judge yourself, you're taking this away from that inner child in you. You might think, what is that inner child? So inner child is you. It's a layer of your psyche that it was developed when you were a child. So all of your memories, all of your beliefs, all of your values, well, not all of your values, but some of your values actually comes from your childhood, and that has created the inner child. That's the layer of your psyche that will never go away. But it's your responsibility to heal it. And only how you can heal it is when you start to looking after yourself properly. So rather than avoiding being ashamed, rather than avoiding feeling pain, I'm talking about emotional pain. Sometimes it's actually so big that it actually becomes physical. Rather than judging yourself all of the time, criticizing yourself, nagging at yourself, like being so mean to yourself, why won't you just do something that will help you create a good relationship between you and you? When you believe, okay, world out there isn't safe, why won't you spend some time, quality time with yourself without feeling lonely, giving out to yourself, oh my god, I'm so lonely? No, when you spend quality time with yourself, you will never feel lonely because you always have yourself. When you know yourself, when you like yourself, when you look after yourself, you will want that quality time. And you will never feel lonely. Because you got yourself. But when you keep judging yourself, when you're not nice to yourself, of course the inner you will never want to spend time with yourself. Like, oh, get me out of this person, like I don't like this. It's not safe. But you see, it's you, your consciousness, who builds that relationship. So you got to change your consciousness and how you treat yourself before you can start feeling a little bit safer. When you can heal your inner child. So the other thing that, another phase that I would connect with avoidance is actually the thinking of what ifs. The worry part of you. When you all of the sudden you can, there will be a situation when you feel like, oh, this is really stressing me out. This isn't safe again. What if? Oh my god, before I can make this decision, before I can make myself feel better, and you start to create in your head this what if spiral of thoughts, like what if this, what if that, what if, and you are able to create 50, 100,000 different what ifs, and that will actually amplify the feeling of I'm actually worrying, I'm really stressed. The paradox is that your ego thinks you got to think about and list out all of the what ifs to prevent of that happening, so you won't have to worry. But because you have this list, it actually amplifies your stress. It's like, oh my god, this is worrying me so much. So the more what ifs you can think, that amplifies the feeling of being so stressful. And you do feel even more stressed when you do your what ifs. Your what ifs never, it never delays your own feelings of, I'm fine. I don't have to be stressed about this. I can worry about this when it comes. I don't care. I'm safe now. When you start to think about all those possibilities that could happen, the thing is, you do think like this in a very negative way. The what ifs are always negative. When you already stress, when you already worry, when you start to think about the what ifs, all of that is negative because it's your feelings. It's like, oh my god, like I'm feeling this, so your head just responds to how you feel, and it creates more reasons for you to worry. It's like more evidence for you to actually worry. Your head and your feelings can't go against each other. You might feel disconnected sometimes from your head or from your body, from your feelings or from your thoughts, but when you feel it, when you're in that train of thoughts of what ifs, it can't go in different directions. If you feel it, your thoughts will start to create more and more evidence for you to actually feel this way. So all of those what ifs, rather than actually prevent you from worrying and prevent you from being stressed, it actually adds to it. It adds to the stressor. Like it adds for, and you never feel better after you have your list of what ifs. You actually worry more. Yes. So why do we have all of this what ifs feelings? Why do we need this list of what ifs? Because we don't trust. Number one, we don't trust ourselves. Number two, we don't trust other people. Number three, we don't trust the universe, the world. Like, you see world as a very dangerous place to be. So when you don't trust others, when you don't trust yourself, when you don't see world as a safe place to be, you will need the what ifs, because around every corner, every decision, around every close relationship, maybe you will feel there is a dangerous thing for you waiting to get you. But the thing is, world isn't a dangerous place. People aren't dangerous. There are loads of lovely, kind, nice, friendly people. But when your mindset is everything is dangerous, I don't feel safe, this is more what you're going to have. Like, that's exactly what kind of people you will meet in your life, because your mindset is set on this is dangerous, this isn't safe. Why do you not trust yourself? Why do you not trust other people? Again, this comes back to your childhood evidence that when you were at college, maybe you were not college, maybe school, maybe you were bullied in there, maybe you experienced some kind of abuse, maybe someone really hurt you in the past when you were at your most vulnerable, when you didn't expect it. So because of that happened and it wasn't healed, you didn't heal that part of your life, now your brain is looking all the time for situations to keep you safe and to prevent you from happening again. But the thing is, you keep living in that moment. You keep living in the past when you do that. You're not allowing yourself to be free. You're not allowing yourself to feel alive. You're not allowing yourself to feel safe and to enjoy life, actually. Because subconsciously, you're living in the past. Subconsciously, this happened, wasn't nice, I got hurt really badly, and now I need to do everything to prevent anything from that happening again. I need to keep myself safe. But Your mindset is in the past. It's not in the future. So all of those what ifs, all of those, running away from emotions, all of this, I need to prevent, I can't trust, world is dangerous. It's really the most vulnerable part of you is speaking. And the message from that vulnerable part is, please reassure me I'm okay. Please help me, tell me this is safe. You got to connect with that inner vulnerable part of you. Self-judgment are all, creating all this what if scenarios. All of that will prevent you from having really, really enjoyable life. It will prevent you from feeling alive. It will prevent you from wanting to try new things. It will prevent you from being the real you. How many of you is keeping yourself small in the cage, suppressed somewhere down there, like, oh, don't come out, it's not safe. I'll keep us survive, but don't come out. It's like, okay, oh well. What it would be like if you would allow yourself to be safe. What if you would create a space for your inner child or the vulnerable, very vulnerable part of you to feel safe within you? What it would be like if you felt safe within yourself? What it would be like if you would allow yourself to heal that past, that part of your life, and start creating a completely different future for yourself? What it would be like if you would like yourself? What it would be like if you would respect yourself and had really healthy, nice relationship with yourself? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what your life would look like if you had that? Fear can creep in, as I said last week. Fear can creep in almost invisible ways. We don't see it, we don't acknowledge it, we might not be aware that this is actually fear, but we always feel it. The moment you start to avoid things, the moment you start to protect yourself even more, even then there's no real dangers around, and you feel like, this isn't safe. The moment you start to fight with yourself, the moment you start to keeping yourself somewhere in the shadow, not visible, all of that is fear. And if you would like to become fearless, then I invite you to my masterclass. It's 6 days masterclass with specially designed meditations and affirmations and a workbook all for you to help you embrace who you really are and become less and less fearful. I would love to, I'm doing this and I'm doing my work and I am who I am because I want to empower so many people. I want you to feel strong. I want you to be able to love your life. I want you to be able to love and tell yourself without feeling guilty or ashamed, yes, I do love myself. I actually like who I am. I really respect who I am. Yes, I have dreams and I will do to make them happen. I don't have to be ashamed that I have dreams. I don't have to be ashamed that I want something. I don't feel guilty for it. That's the life I wish for you. There was time when I was afraid. There was time when I couldn't face my fears. There was time when the concept of being alive was scary. But I'm here. And I'm loving my life. I'm happy. But the thing is, I never give up on myself. And you shouldn't give up on yourself either. So that's what I'm wishing for you. I wish you will have a lovely day, the rest of the day or the evening, whatever time you're watching it. And I will see you very soon. So if you like this video, please, you can like it or you can share it with your friends. I would love for you if you could subscribe my channel. That would mean so much for me. So I will see you very soon, and yeah, with loads of love. Bye.